Alright, we should be live, hopefully. Just going to quickly check to see if we are. But everything should be all good. We're ready to go here. Hello everyone, welcome back to the GT Sport League here at Gavra Racing for the second division, Group B side of the championship. And we're here for a sprint race at Interlagos. We have 20 minutes followed by 25 laps with a reversed championship grid to the side, for the sprint race. Everyone is ready to go. Let's start the race. We are ready to get roaring. I'm actually excited for this. We've only got 6 drivers on the grid, but hopefully we should get some close racing. Here we go then. Ready for round number 8. 2.8 miles is this track in total length. 0.4 miles is the longest straight. 141.1 foot elevation change. 15 corners. There's the starting grid. It's a reverse championship order from the drivers who are here tonight. So that puts Scout down on pole, followed by Kyla Love, ND, Woody, Ted and Wolfie, who rounds up the grid. You can see on the left hand side we have 5 red lights ready to go here at Interlagos. And it's a lights out and away we go. A slow start from Woody, good one from Ted as he makes his way up into 4th place already. But it's the Scout down who looks like he's going to lead in towards turn 1. What can Kyla do? Down the inside, late on the brakes, pulls alongside the Ferrari. Ted as well to the outside now of ND. Moves his way up into 3rd place already. Woody moving down 2 positions from his starting position. But it's the Scout down who leads in the Ferrari 458, followed by Kyle Love. He's got Ted closely alongside. ND just behind these two, going nil to nil. The current championship leader, Wolfie 907, as they make their way in towards turn 4. Ted to the inside, couldn't quite make that one off. Wolfie to the inside of ND. He's going to have Woody closely behind him for company. 3 different car manufacturers here, the Lamborghini versus the Ferrari versus the Jaguar. A lot of Italian cars on this grid. There's Kyla sending one up the inside of the Scout down for the lead of this sprint race. 20 minutes long in length. Can he make this one stick? Looking behind, Wolfie's making his way up into 4th place. Ted trying to send one down the inside of Kyla. Beautifully executed move if he can pull this one. But Kyla's going to have the grip on the outside, gets into the grass just a little bit. Here goes Wolfie now, going to try and go down the inside of his teammate, but his teammate's going to be trying to go round the outside of Kyla. Ted going from attacking to defending to attacking. I was just checking to see if my audio was on there. Here goes Wolfie now, trying to go round the outside of Woody, who's going to try and send one to the inside. Can he make this one stick? Not quite. As the Scout down leads the way after the first lap. And sorry, bear with me guys for just 2 seconds. I seriously... Who comes out on top? Here we go then. Battle for the lead continues. Ted is closely behind his teammate here, going through the middle sector. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in this battle, because we all know Ted has the pace in his Group 4 cars. It's just what can he do with that pace? As he's gone wide, that could give him a 5/10 penalty. There it is, 5/10. He's now 5/10 behind his teammate. But let's see what's the gap. So Woody's closed that gap down to Dan. The gap's now 3 seconds. Moving back up to this battle in the front. No commentary. There should be. It was working at the start. Let me just see if it's working now. Yeah, it is working. I don't know why. What's going on there? But it was working at the start of the stream. I don't know if it's cut off halfway through or something. Ted just putting over to the inside. There's contact between the two teammates. Has he got damaged? Thankfully not for him. But that's the first time I believe we've seen these two come together. Happened here at turn 4 at Interlagos. Tim's saying it's working now. Do you know how long it's been off for? I don't know how long it's been off for, because it was definitely working during the sprint race. Ted lunging it to the inside. He really wants this win here. We're halfway through this race. What can Ted do though to try and stop his teammate from extending his lead at the top of the championship? He's able to serve his penalty down at turn 11, I'm pretty sure it's turn 11. It's going to be close though between these two for sure. Usually Wolfie has been the quicker teammate, but Ted is going to wants to put an end to that after his rough race last time out in Austria. Okay, so Tim's saying he's joined about 5 minutes ago and it was all silence, but it's working now. So apologies guys if my audio has not been one for this race. Don't know what's going on there. I've not touched anything. I've been on the keyboard for all of it as Ted lunges one to the inside. That was ambitiously late on the brakes, too late on the brakes, and he's had to cut the corner down at turn 2. And well, that's cost him so much time, and he's going to get a penalty for it. He's lost the second. He's given a second penalty. That was ambitiously late from Ted, and ultimately didn't work off. You can just see there his car drifting off the track. Resorted to cutting the corner in the end, and that's what gave him the time penalty. Maybe that was his chances of winning this race going down the drain. Woody is catching the Scout Dan, but Andy's catching Woody at I think a quicker speed here. Cryptech saying go on Ted in the chats, but after that mistake, it's definitely cost him a lot of time, 1.3 seconds to be exact. Let's have a quick look down at this battle for 4th place as well. Between the Irishmen, Woody's gone a little bit deep in towards turn 10. The two main battles here tonight appears to be between Woody and ND, and your two championship contenders, Ted MC and Wolfie 907, currently running first and second in this race, just like they have been in the championship for the majority of this season. It's going to be interesting that Woody's gaining on Dan. The gap was 3.5 seconds, it's now 1.9. He's also been caught by ND though. The gap is 8/10, so it's going to be close. We could see a 3-way fight at the end of the race. Alexander is currently running 10 seconds behind ND with a 3.1 second time penalty after his earlier mistake. Ted is just losing touch to Wolfie. I think he might have overdone it down at turn 1. He might have lost his confidence, his consistency around this track. He was doing so well to keep up with his teammate, but the gap is now fluctuating between the 1.3, 1.8 second mark. Obviously, you need to be within 7-8 tenths to be within the slipstream range. As we edge closer to the end of this race, we edge closer to find out whether or not Wolfie's going to be able to extend championship lead. At this rate, it appears to be so, as currently second place man Ted is 1.8 seconds behind. Dan in third though is doing a stunning job in a podium position. Hasn't got a podium since Sardinia in Group 2, to be specific. That was at round 2. We're now 6 rounds after that, round number 8 for the sprint concept here in Interlagos. Now Woody is gaining, but I don't think he's gaining enough to go for anything on Dan. But you know, never say never. I said it in the sprint race. You can't never say it. Never say never. Especially when it comes to racing, it can all change so quickly. Ted picks up a 7/10 penalty. Dan is keeping that gap at 1.9 seconds. He's doing well to keep that Ferrari where it needs to be if he's to finish in a podium position, something he's not done since round 2, but I'm sure Willie, in his championship fight, is going to try and put an end to that. He's got ND close for company, 6 tenths behind, as we're halfway through lap 9 out of 13, reducing the number of laps by from 25 to 13, just to compensate for the lack of drivers. It looked like we were going to only get 4 drivers after the sprint race. Thankfully, Mike Sandoz joined at the last minute to fill up the space. But yeah, we are looking for more drivers in the second group. So if you do think you're quick enough for this division, then please send me a message and we'll try and get you evaluated. We'll do a few lap times around something like Brands Hatch or Interlagos. I don't know, Nürburgring maybe. Compare them with other times in the past. Or we could just do the standard evaluation race. I'll just get you to do a few laps around Spain in the Group 3 Ford. And yeah, but we'll think of something if you're interested in joining. Ted, however, has closed that gap down 1.4, 1.5. I mean, it's coming down compared to 1.9, but is it coming down enough? Similarly with this battle for third place. Woody with a 6/10 penalty. He's 1.7 seconds behind Dan. He is gaining, but he needs to be gaining more if he is to finish on the podium in this race. ND with no penalties is almost within that second window he needs to be if he is to finish in 4th place. Woody's 6/10 penalty will round up to 1 whole second if it is not served by the end of the race. Similarly with Dan's 2/10 penalty, despite it being 2/10, will still continue to round up. Ted is on a charge here. He's pulled it back within a second. He was 1.5 seconds behind. Wolfie set is the fastest lap of the race currently. He just ran slightly wide through the exit of turn 9 into 10. But he's so close. He really wants this win. You can see him pushing every lap, corner in, corner out. Even down the straights, I'm sure he's squeezing his foot on the throttle or his finger on the throttle as hard as he can to try and close in on his championship winning teammate. Or his teammate who's currently leading the championship, I should say. Hasn't won it just yet. Woody getting all sorts of out of shape. Let's just get a quick replay of that. Just let's have a look on board just to see how perpendicular he was to that track. You'll just see there. Oh, how he caught that. I will never know. But he's now going to be under severe pressure from ND behind. Lamborghini versus Jaguar. Woody defends the inside line. Has he defended it enough? ND's tucking him behind. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? He's going to slow down and serve his penalty. And could be a smart move, actually, considering Wolfie has a 5/10 penalty. Ted, though, with 6/10, he's got to find 1.9 seconds if he's to win this race. 1.4 seconds behind, plus 6/10. We're close to the end of this race. after some last minute changes. Andy though is closing on the back of Woody, so close. Many battles occurring in the latter stages of this race. Ted has just dropped off a little bit after that earlier push. Might have just over pushed a little bit. Gap now 1.4. The gap is a lot closer though between these two. Woody one's a little bit wide. That's going to allow ND to the inside. And that's Woody is disconnected. Woody is disconnected. We're now down to only 5 drivers. With 2 laps to go, that battle quickly disintegrated. ND's been able to serve his penalty. And well, with 3 laps to go, can ND close a 3-second gap? And there goes Woody 212. He has left the session. Wolfie will start the penultimate lap of this race with a 1.8 second advantage to his teammates. Currently has the fastest lap of the race, a 1 minute 38.5, and with all the gaps extending out, I think it's probably going to be finishing like this. I think let's get an on board of Wolfie. We'll start it here in the middle sector, and we'll see it through to the final lap. So, braking as the red board on the left hand side begins to stop. That's a nice braking point for that corner, hooking up the inside curb nicely for turn 9. Using up all the track on the right hand side, getting onto that curb beautifully. Curb on the right hand side, spotting that for your braking zone down towards turn 11. Gets on the power nice and early, goes over to the middle of the track, lifts off slightly for the long swooping left-hander in towards Junsao, braking at the just before the 50-metre board, hooks up the inside curve quite nicely before using up all the track available on the right-hand side. It's a long start-finish straight, and you can see the beautiful sunset on the right-hand side of the circuit, shadowing over the track. You have the trees and the grandstands on the right-hand side before going past the pit entry. And we'll start the final lap of the race, 2.3 seconds ahead of his teammate in towards turn 1, braking up the one at the 50-metre board, hooks it up nicely on the inside curb, gets on the power early so you can take this flat out if you use all the curb on the inside. You can get away with using a little bit more. That way you won't drift out as wide as Wolfie did there, but used all the track available on the outside. And run down towards turn 4, a good overtaking opportunity before braking at the grey tarmac concrete on the right hand side. And you don't want to go all the way over that curb onto the Astro, it will drift you wide and the game will give you a penalty as they make their way through turn 5, up the hill in towards turn 6, maybe a dab on the brakes, a little lift before getting back onto the power with the long swooping right hander, and then braking once again just after those red boards, advertising boards on the right hand side stop. And that is a full on-board lap from Wolfie. He has led almost every single lap, apart from when Ted had his chance at turn 1, lap 1, got through up into the lead of the race, and then tried to fight it back down at turn 1. Misjudged his braking zone. Wolfie then took full advantage of that and promoted himself back up to the lead of the race. It's a very Dutchy style performance here from Wolfie. He might have only had 13 laps, but they were 13 crucial laps for his championship fight. And well, similarly from round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, apart from 1, he is going to win here in Interlagos, 2.5 seconds clear of his teammate, who it's going to be a 1-2 for Ted and Wolfie. And for the first time since Sardinia, the Scout Dan is going to take his second podium of the season. ND comes across the line 2.8 seconds behind in 4th place. A stunning job from Dan to get that podium in the end. And Maddox Sandils didn't have enough laps in the end to recover from that earlier mistake within the first 5 laps, I think it happened. But the Lamborghini is going to come across the line and finish in a solid 5th place. But it's good points for these 5 drivers. Unfortunately, we couldn't get more. But similarly, throughout the entirety of this season, I think for both groups, I'm going to say these exact words. It's a familiar name, a familiar suit, and a familiar car on the top step of the podium. Wolfie 907 takes another win this season. Here are your race results then. Wolfie leads by 2.8 seconds over Ted in 2nd, and the Scout Dan rounds out your podium finishes. ND Melixandils finishes in 4th and 5th. Everyone else retired. Well, I say everyone else. Woody retired. Kyler left after quali, and not everyone else turned up. So that's going to bring an end to this race here at Interlagos. Join us next week, where hopefully we should have more drivers for a more compact grid at Brands Hatch. I might not be there for that one. I could be, I might not be, so hopefully I'll get someone to either cover for me if I'm not there. Hopefully it is a stunning race. Wolfie, though, picks up the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 38.5. We'll be taking home an extra point. Maximum points for him. Maximum points for Forget Me Not Racing. And I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.